Welcome to Shenandoah National Park. Today we will take a look at the water cycle and rock cycle using our Luray Caverns, Lake Anna, White Oak Canyon Waterfall, Shenandoah River, and Old Rag. At the end, we will take a look at some wildlife and a very important park role. And I'm not much of a travel guide or park ranger. I'm not much of a park ranger, tourist guide, tour guide, whatever it's called, without my handy hat. Whew, let's begin. Here we make our way to the Luray Caverns. Those are some sharp spikes. Did you know that groundwater comes in and erodes the material deep below the surface? These formations pointing both up and down were deposited by dripping water. All this water comes from the ground, called groundwater. Years and years, I'm talking like millions of years later, we have these caverns. You can kind of think of it as bubbles coming or like blowing. And that blowing sensation is the water like dripping down, and as the bubbles pop, they kind of like drip into the ground, and that's like groundwater or something. I don't really know how that works. Let's talk about water flowing, using Lake Anna, White Oak Canyon Waterfall, and Shenandoah River as an example. You might ask, how does groundwater get or reach Lake Anna? This happens through infiltration. Usually this groundwater is brought to the surface naturally using a spring. Now let's talk about another water movement process called flowing. Let's use the Shenandoah River and White Oak Canyon Waterfall as an example. Before flowing happens, a process called weathering occurs. The river weathers. My hair keeps getting in my mouth. It's so windy. The river weathers down and erodes an area to become a waterfall. The water then flows into what becomes, well, you guessed it, a waterfall. Let's take a look at how evaporation, condensation, and precipitation work. Okay, I have to get my lines straight, but anyways, now we're here at Lake Anna. Let's take a look at how evaporation, condensation, and precipitation work. Looking at Lake Anna, water comes from the lake, evaporates in the sky, condenses with the help of our water cycle, then the clouds take action with the process called precipitation. This results after being condensed and all the good stuff in rain, precipitating into Lake Anna. Oh my goodness, that hurt my back from hiking up to Old Rag. You like my walking stick? Yeah, I don't either. Now, Old Rag used to be below the surface. Can you believe that? How did it get all the way up here to the surface? You probably ask or wonder. I'm not the best at grammar, but let's dive into why that is. Deep below the surface, granite is formed when magma or molten rock cools and crystallizes slowly deep within the Earth's crust, forming a type of igneous rock, granite. After millions of years of uplift and erosion, granite now forms some mountains here in Shenandoah, Old Rag being one of the famous ones. Just one more thing here before you go visit other areas at Shenandoah National Park. You need to know one major park rule, and that rule is, drumroll, you must respect wildlife. We don't want to hurt or endanger these adorable animals. Oh, look at that deer. It's so cute. Thank you so much for visiting Shenandoah National Park. Please come in, and I hope you enjoyed all the fun facts. I just got drenched by the waterfall. I'm gonna go to the hospital now and dry off. Meadow signing out.